Breaking news on 4 News Now at 6, looting in the Medical Lake evacuation zone. What we know about the 2 suspects and what the sheriff's office is doing to prevent more crimes like this from happening.
The rain is helping firefighters today. I'll let you know how much more rain we can expect in the first alert forecast.
Some families in Medical Lake have lost everything. See how the school district will help them start the school year on track. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. We begin with breaking news tonight. A man and woman from Tacoma are now in jail for allegedly looting homes in Medical Lake disguised as firefighters. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. The Spokane County Sheriff shared details about the pair and what's being done to prevent more crimes like these from happening in a community trying to rebuild.
The perimeter units, you see a lot of Spokane Police Department cars and Spokane County Sheriff's Department cars and even tribal resources here in the area trying to keep our community safe. We are going to keep those resources in the community.
On your screen right now, the latest evacuation map released within the last half hour. Almost all level 3 evacuation orders for the Gray Fire have been downgraded to level 2. Our Vanessa Perez is live tonight in Medical Lake talking to people who spoke with that person who she spoke with one business owner who's making sure families are fed.
Well, many are still grappling with the loss in the city here in Medical Lake. Many roads are still blocked off, but businesses and organizations are showing their support for people affected by this fire. Many people poured into Brew Cheese Tuesday as free burger meals were being given out. The owner says this is just one small act he and his staff can do to help by making food and giving it away.
It's just a great community, and you just wouldn't think something like this would happen here. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that we know lost their homes that you just would never think just wouldn't happen to us, you know. And it's just important to come in and help them out.
Green says there are a lot of military families who live in Medical Lake. Brew Cheese will be handing out food through 7 or 8 Tuesday night and through Wednesday. Some people I spoke to who were camping out watched the fire jump across Silver Lake.
But all these homes, you know, they were burning, and people, I felt terrible for them. You know, it seemed to me that people probably lost a lot of money, and hopefully they have insurance, but you know, it was real sad.
Boyd Hatch was evacuated from the RV park and allowed back in Tuesday morning to grab his stuff. Coming up at 6:30, we introduce you to more friends who knew the man who died in the Gray Fire here in Medical Lake and how they want his legacy to live on. Live in Medical Lake, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Vanessa, thank you. The Medical Lake Library will now be open 6 days a week, offering support and services to people in the West Plains community. It is staying open Monday through Saturday, and people can use Wi-Fi and reserve computers. Library staff will also help connect families with local and statewide resources. It's normal for kids to ask questions following a natural disaster, and that's why the library created a new book list called Let's Talk About Wildfires. Each one covers topics like wildfire recovery. We are also tracking the Oregon Road fire burning near Elk tonight. Fire crews are attacking that fire from above and on the ground. Crews working to connect fire lines on the southeast side and mop up the northwest. Later in this newscast, we will hear from our Peter Choi live in Elk with how the community is coming together to help. Well, the rain today giving firefighters some backup, but it's still just passing through. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to find out how much longer we can expect rain.
Well, those showers are definitely tapering off now, but leaving behind some meaningful precipitation, including over a ½ inch around the Oregon Road fire. Out around Medical Lake, we had almost a ½ inch of rain. But right now on our Doppler radar, most of the precipitation has moved to the east as it continues to stream up from the south. I have a little bit of thunderstorm activity around the Orofino area, but that that will not be around for long. As you can see on our forecast radar, we are going to be drying out this evening. Here's 9 o'clock. Most of the region dry. Still the possibility of an isolated thunderstorm down around the Lewiston area, possibly into Orofino. Some more rain coming into the central panhandle in the early morning hours. But by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we are dry and clear across the vast majority of the inland Northwest. I wish we were clear with our air quality, but we've taken a step back down into the moderate or unhealthy for sensitive groups range around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, with some southwesterly winds coming in overnight that should push some of that smoke out of the region for a clearer day tomorrow and a warmer day. Temperatures right now only 61 in Spokane, 62 in Coeur d'Alene. We're in the 50s in Moscow, Pullman, and St. Mary's, as well as Colville. Very nice firefighting weather. And tomorrow we're not going to be quite up to average, a high of 77 degrees. Hazy conditions in the morning, but we should see a little bit of blue sky as we get into the afternoon. I'll let you know how long that is going to last and tell you about some additional chances for precipitation in the 7-day forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Well, despite the obvious fire danger we are still facing, people are setting fires in Spokane County. Around 1 o'clock this morning, police say a homeless man started a fire behind a billboard at Sprague and Brown. They say he wanted to share it with other people living on the streets, and it got a little out of control. Officers say it threatened railroad traffic and the downtown area, but firefighters knocked it down quickly. The man who lit that fire now faces charges of second-degree reckless burning. Now, this is Hallett Elementary in Medical Lake. Although the surrounding area of the school is clearly burned there with black covering once green ground, the school is otherwise fine. The same goes for most other schools in Medical Lake. Some families in that school district, though, lost everything, and that's why the district will be starting the school year as planned to be a resource and a sense of normalcy for families still grappling with this new reality. Our Bronte Saratsky shares the resources the district is giving local families and why they're keeping the school year on track.
After checking out all the school buildings, the Medical Lake School District says that students will be able to return to the classroom in 1 week. And when they do return, they'll have the emotional and physical resources that they need to start the school year.
This is like the worst start to a year.
Next week, schools in Medical Lake will be open to students, families, and staff, many who just experienced great loss.
Most of my friends' houses survived. One of them didn't, sadly, and I'm still checking on my other friends.
Superintendent Kimberly Hedrick says the decision to keep the school year on track came because the district wanted families to have a sense of stability amid a wave of uncertainty.
The biggest worry was whether or not they were going to get to be able to be and get back to Medical Lake schools, and I assured that parent, as I would assure all of our parents, that absolutely.
When students do return next Wednesday, they'll be met with a wide range of support to help them process everything that's happened over just the last few days.
We have a crisis response team. We have counseling support. Student Services Director is working with the ESD 101's team to provide additional support and create a plan so that we can support all of our kiddos.
The district is also sharing resources to make sure families have places to sleep, food to eat, and anything else they may need.
We are a family. It's been difficult, but again, it has been just really heartwarming to know that just how much this entire community of the Inland Northwest cares.
Information for all of these resources will be up on our website, kxly.com. Reporting in Medical Lake, Bronte Saratsky, 4 News Now.
The superintendent of Cheney Public Schools is also showing support, writing in a statement, quote, "I am so proud of our community for pulling together to support family, friends, and strangers alike. Not one of us could or should go through this alone." You can find the start of school information, resources for families impacted by the Gray Fire in their newsletter. Find this link in this story on KXLY.com. Well, Spokane County is now offering a tax relief option for families who were impacted by the Gray Fire or the Oregon Road Fire burning near Elk. The county assessor's office says they reevaluate the property value for anyone with direct property loss. They will then determine if you qualify for a reduction in value and tax relief. You can get more information and find out how to apply on this story on KXLY.com. An update now to a story you heard first on 4 News Now. Right now, the West Bonner School District is holding an emergency meeting in response to the state saying the hiring of Superintendent Brandon Durst may have broken the law. The Idaho State Board of Education saying Durst's lack of certifications puts the district out of compliance. And to solve that issue, the school board says it will tell Durst to apply for an emergency provisional certificate, allowing him to serve as superintendent. The state board also provided a list of other ways the district is further out of compliance. Those issues include school finance and transportation, with one that could cut off federal funding. We have a crew in Priest River tonight, and we'll have more on how the district plans to address these issues tonight on Nightside at 11 o'clock.
Still ahead, the donations are overflowing in the Elk community. Here, why one woman decided to help people who lost everything in the fire. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
We love to save you green.
When you call the experts at Zero Res and almost zero time, you can enjoy carpets that stay cleaner longer without dirt-attracting residue. Schedule your appointment with the experts at Zero Res, and we'll do the dirty work for you. Zero Res, a smarter, lasting clean.
I'm a proud WSU alum, and so working for a financial institution that supports WSU holds dear to my heart. What we're really excited about is this summer we're doing the Week of Welcome, and every year people look forward to this as we do a wonderful crop art, which welcomes all the students and the entry to Pullman when they come in and they're ready for back to school.
VCU has been affiliated with the Crop Art Project since 2019, so this is our 5th year working with Stan Hurd and WSU.
You know, when the students come, you can see them lined up for 27 miles coming in. Whoa, we're back, you know, hey, and everybody kind of connects a little bit.
It's really special to see a fun project like that come to life.
It's a visual representation of the support that VCU provides. It's a beautiful piece of artwork, and it's something that connects all of our alumni and students across the country, not just here in Pullman. So that's what I love about it, honestly.
4 News Now wants to take you inside the walls of Sacred Heart Children's Hospital to meet brave children and their caregivers. Miracle Mondays, brought to you by your locally owned Inland Northwest Ace dealers.
5 stars, all rise for To Kill a Mockingbird. Unmissable and unforgettable. A mockingbird for our moment. Beautiful, elegiac, satisfying, even exhilarating. A New York Times critic's pick. Mockingbird is now the most successful American play in Broadway history. All rise for Aaron Sorkin's great play. Richard Thomas is Atticus Finch in Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird.
December 5th through 10th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Set summer in motion with the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport and the Ridgeline. Built for better off-road performance and engineered for more adventure. This summer, create your own adventures with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
All hands on deck tonight for people who lost their homes to the Oregon Road Fire near Elk. The state of emergency stretches to North Spokane County, where over 11,000 acres are still burning. Leave now evacuation orders are still in place for many homes near Elk right now. You can see those in red on your screen, and in green tonight, new level 1 or get ready orders added. There's no sign of containment on that fire, but the rain is helping firefighting. It can cause some problems too. Our Peter Choi is live in Elk tonight with the challenges firefighters are still facing.
Yeah, Kirsten, rainfall was certainly very good news for many firefighters because it moderates fire behavior. But the DNR says the heavy fuels will continue to burn. And when it rains like this today, the land gets muddy and it could be a safety concern for crews. But then the community is still very hopeful tonight. I spoke with a woman who decided to donate a gift card for a family who lost everything in the fire. And she's one of many who decided to help these people. I spoke with a Shirley Priestel who lost her home in the fire when she was 7 years old. Though many years have passed, she says this tragedy hits close to her heart. She's now donating gift cards specifically for children.
I know what it's like as a child to not have your toys that you had. You know, some of them lost animals and stuff. So it's just, you know, just little fun things to do.
And working with a local church, local food bank, North Spokane Food Pantry says the needs are beyond food right now. The volunteer says people will need things like pots, pans, bedding, and linens as they rebuild their homes later on. Like you just saw, the many donations are overflowing right now, and the public is asked to come pick them up as the fight against the wildfire is far from over yet. Live in Elk, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Peter, thank you. Well, we are still in peak wildfire season here in the inland Northwest, and it's a good time to make sure that you and your family are prepared in case you need to evacuate. Here's what the organization Ready for Wildfire says you should have in an emergency go bag. Things like a first aid kit, a change of clothing, copies of important documents, and extra phone chargers. For more tips on how to prepare in case you or your family need to evacuate, head to kxly.com/firewatch.
Well, the swath of heavier precipitation today found itself right over the fires around Medical Lake, almost a ½ inch of rain. We had about 4/10 at the airport in Spokane, around Deer Park and the Elk area, over a ½ inch of precipitation. We are drying out tonight, but for how long? I'll have the answer after the break.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Adams Tractor.
If you haven't been to the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, what's taking so long? The Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg. It's the world's greatest candy store. Come see us.
It's wildfire season, and 4 News Now First Alert weather is more important than ever.
Bone-dry vegetation, lightning strikes, sudden winds. With conditions so volatile and so much at stake, every second counts.
Wildfire warnings to evacuation orders to the all clear. Trust the 4 News Now First Alert weather team to keep you safe.
Alerting you first.
On air, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app.
Protecting you and your family.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
This is your summer to smile, to raise your glass and reconnect, to reel in the fun and savor every bite. To help you get ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic Summer of Smiles event. Don't miss enjoying a moment with our on-site labs to help you fast and 20% off your denture care. So whether you need a new look or a quick fix, you can celebrate with a smile all season, always at Aspen Dental. Book today.
For over 65 years, McVeigh Brothers has been on the cutting edge of the newest technologically advanced products sold. We're now offering triple pane windows, custom colored windows of your choice, and amazing mini blinds between the glass that will last a lifetime.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
You feel like summer, baby, dancing in the lobby. Still catching feelings for you. Feels for you. Feelings for you. Hey! You feel like summer, baby.
Good morning, America.
Air quality visibility is back in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range. We did spend a good portion of the day and last night in the good range. Nice to take in some fresh air. Now, I suspect we're going to be back in the moderate to good range as we get into tomorrow morning. But right now, we do have many spots around the region in that unhealthy for sensitive groups range, down around St. Mary's and up around Newport. We're in that unhealthy range for the time being. But let's take a look at our smoke forecast. We're going to get more of a southwesterly flow going for tomorrow that's going to push a lot of that smoke out of the region. Now, we do have fires burning to our south over parts of Oregon, the Central Basin, but right now it looks like we're going to see that smoke clearing early tomorrow morning. Here's 7 a.m. and may stay clear for much of the day. Of course, a lot of that will depend on local fire activity as well, but we'll be keeping an eye on that. Meanwhile, here's a look at our live conditions right now, and you can see that haze in addition to the overcast condition. That combination makes for a very gray sky. Right now in Coeur d'Alene, we have some rain in progress. It's 61 degrees, 61 also in Spokane. It has been cool. 52 for an overnight low tonight. The clouds will be decreasing overnight and should get some sunshine by tomorrow morning. Some haze to start the day, and then if our smoke models are correct, we should be seeing some blue sky tomorrow. Wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. That's not necessarily a good thing. We want to keep those winds as calm as possible. Any sort of breeze will hamper our firefighter efforts. Forecast radar, very, very quiet. We are drying out later this evening. Still some showers to move through the central panhandle, but we are dry across the rest of the region tonight and through Wednesday morning, and then should stay dry through the rest of the day on Wednesday. Overnight lows tonight, down in the 40s and 50s. It's going to be a cool night across the region tonight. Highs tomorrow running below average, but a big jump from today. 77 in Spokane, 75 in Coeur d'Alene, mostly in the 70s throughout the region. 85 in Lewiston, one of the few exceptions. We'll be back around average by Thursday and then above average on Friday. We do have a slight chance of showers Friday, drying out for the weekend and then heating up. Don't necessarily like to see these 90s back in the forecast, and then more showers possible on Tuesday. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. 115 people are now confirmed dead and 850 are still missing on Maui tonight. President Joe Biden touring the destruction left behind by the massive wildfire amid growing criticism of the local government's response. ABC's Tim Pulliam has the latest.
Yeah, he gotta go.
New video showing just how overwhelmed firefighters were in battling these massive flames in Lahaina.
All units, we gotta get out of the center of this fire.
On Monday, President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden touring the devastation, meeting survivors and first responders.
The country grieves with you, stands with you, and will do everything possible to help you recover.
But today there's growing questions around Maui County's response to the deadliest wildfire in U.S. history. Our affiliate KITV reviewed a recent interview with the mayor on their 6 p.m. broadcast on the day of the fires.
I'm happy to report that the road is open to and from Lahaina, Hokiokio Road.
The mayor seemingly unaware that a half hour before this taping, evacuees had already fled into the water.
There was nowhere to go, so we just had to be in the water for like 5 hours straight.
Michelle Wynn among those who want answers as she greets faculty on their first week back to school at Maui Prep, the only school open in West Maui. Hawaii's governor promising to investigate what happened. Among the concerns, water shortages, clogged evacuation routes, and Maui's emergency services chief resigning last week after facing criticism for not activating sirens.
We have to also get all the answers.
The search for survivors in single-story buildings is over. Crews now turning to multi-story structures. Officials warning residents the death count will go up. Hawaii's governor says more than 800 people remain missing. Some survivors have been reunited with their families through DNA samples. FEMA says about 2,000 residents have been placed in hotels. Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Still ahead on 4 News Now, UPS workers approve a deal avoiding a strike that could have crippled the U.S. shipping business. We'll break down the deal and what it means for the U.S. economy next on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Shop local at the Tin Roof.
Visit AutoNation Acura Spokane Valley for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
What's in a name? A question that has never had more relevance. First American Title has been rebranded to Flying S Title and Escrow. Since 1905, we've been helping people protect their property rights. When the time comes to choose a title insurance and escrow company, the choice is clear: Flying S Title and Escrow. Idaho's longest operating, family-owned title and escrow company is now Flying S Title and Escrow. We're not new, but our name is.
There's something unusual about doing business with Idaho Central Credit Union. It's not something you can put your finger on. It's not something you can copy and mass produce. It's just the Idaho way. And that's the way we partner with your business. Welcome to Business Unusual, where how you do business is how we do business. Idaho Central Credit Union. Your business is our purpose.
Tina, the Tina Turner Musical. Tina Turner's triumphant story is live on stage in the mega hit musical direct from Broadway. Prepare to be ecstatically blown away. September 19th through 24th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. On sale now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Shop local at the Tin Roof.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Around the nation tonight, the best contract in history. That's what the Teamsters president is calling the latest labor agreement approved by UPS workers today, avoiding a possible strike that could have crippled shipping in the U.S. CNN's Laura Aguirre has the story.
Strike averted for now. The Teamsters say a majority of their UPS union members voted to accept the company's latest 5-year contract. Teamsters leadership and the company initially avoided an August 1st strike with a tentative labor deal that both sides called a win. Still, it was up to the union's rank and file to lock it in at the ballot box. Inside the new contract, pay raises for both full and part-time employees, cost of living raises, and the elimination of a 2-tiered pay system between new and existing hires. All workers will be moved to the higher scale immediately under the approved agreement. This is also good news for the nation's economy. UPS claims to move about 6% of America's gross domestic product each year, delivering on average more than 18 million packages a day so far this year. And now they'll keep on rolling.
Yeah, at least probably a couple times a month.
UPS and Prime, and you see the Prime vans all around.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
New at 6 o'clock, COVID-19 is still around and impacting millions of Americans. That's why the federal government is investing more than $1 billion to develop new vaccines and therapies. The funding is part of a project called Next Gen, a $5 billion government initiative that will develop new and more durable vaccines and treatments for the coronavirus.
You've been impacted by either of the fires that are burning in our region. You may have forgotten to grab necessary medical supplies on your way out. Coming up next, we'll tell you about a local resource that can keep you safe and healthy.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck?
Call Russell & Hill, attorneys at law.
Where real people
with real injuries
get real results.
24/7, nights and weekends.
Free consultations.
And there's never a fee unless we win.
Choose 2.
Choose Russell & Hill.
Are you ready to step into the future of transportation? At Bill's Heating and AC, we're here to power your journey with convenient electric vehicle charging solutions. Take advantage of incredible tax credits and incentives available right now for EV charger installations. Our expert team can install chargers compatible with most makes or models of electric vehicles. Contact us now to learn more about our EV charger installations. Together, let's drive towards a cleaner and greener world.
Zero-Res doesn't just clean carpets. We also clean area rugs, upholstery, tile and grout, and more. Basically anything you, your kids, or your pets can ruin, with Zero-Res, you can have nice things again. Zero-Res, a smarter, lasting clean.
Wildfire season is here and we may be affected by smoke. Protect your health by being prepared. 1. Check current air quality and fire activity online and plan accordingly. 2. When it's smoky, limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3, keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters more often and set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. For the latest information about wildfires and air quality, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
You know, you've got it pretty good. Streaming this much stuff was never this easy.
Yes! Let's go!
Nice eye thingies.
They're collagen boosters.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $19.99 a month for 12 months. And add Now TV for $20. It's the best value in live TV and streaming.
You guys like this show too?
Yes, chef!
Get way more into what you're into when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
Dear 2030, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota. Get 5.49% APR for up to 60 months on a Toyota certified used Camry, Corolla, or RAV4. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
An update now, most evacuees from the Gray Fire are now able to return home, with fire crews downgrading most of those level go now evacuation orders no longer in effect in Medical Lake. On your screen right now is the latest evacuation map. Only the small section in red is still in that go now level 3 evacuation zone. Our Vanessa Perez joining us tonight from Medical Lake, where the agricultural community is mourning the loss of one of their own.
Lives have changed forever in the city of Medical Lake. While families have been fortunate to return to homes still standing, many others have not. And sadly, one life was lost in the Gray Fire. It's typically quiet this time of year at the Jensen Youth Memorial Ranch. That's because show season is pretty much over. It'll be even more quiet with its prominent leader, Carl Grube, gone.
I just kind of sat there on the edge of my bed and didn't say anything. It was almost midnight when I found out, and I was talking to him when the fire started, and then in the next couple of hours everything went downhill.
The ranch is a place where kids can come raise their animals for little to no cost. It's all a part of Grube's vision.
In charge, as much as he'd like to be, yeah. No, this was all his place. He donated this land years ago to the youth ranch, and it's expanded some since then.
Wetland describes Grube as a pillar in the community.
He was just always there to help everybody. And it didn't matter who you were or what you were. There was a positive outlet for you if you wanted it. And that's what this program here is all about.
The ranch now needs a lot of support with a major hole to fill.
It's just going to take a good effort from everyone to keep it going.
The kids will be returning in a few months, with a big part missing from the ranch. Reporting in Medical Lake, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
A live look over a cloudy Spokane tonight, where the rain that we have been waiting on is much needed and very helpful for firefighters across the county. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crock, how much longer that rain's going to last?
Well, things are drying out quickly across eastern Washington. We still have some very light rain around the Coeur d'Alene area and south on the Palouse, down into the Clarkston and Lewiston area. Some showers will continue over the central panhandle tonight and through the overnight. But in Spokane, other than a sprinkle or two in the next couple of hours, we are drying out tonight and staying dry for a while. Here's a look at our forecast radar starting off at 6 o'clock, our current time, showing things drying out quickly. 9 o'clock tonight, and then eventually we'll see those clouds clearing out as well for some sunshine tomorrow through the haze at first, but our air quality is looking up for tomorrow as well. Here's a look at our air quality currently, seeing some of that smoke being pushed to the north and east. Sensitive groups. It is unhealthy through the northern panhandle down around St. Mary's. We are still in the unhealthy range, but in most of Spokane County, looking at moderate air quality right now. It is cool, 61 in Spokane. Our high today was only in the 60s. It has been a very long time since we've had a high in the 60s. I'll be talking more about that in just a few minutes, but tomorrow we are headed back up into the 70s. Hazy sunshine to start the day, but right now it looks like our blue skies may be returning. I will tell you more about that in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, firefighters are put through extremely stressful situations and can be away from home for long periods of time, which can take a toll on their mental health. And that's why Spokane Fire District 8 brought in Sweet Pierce, the therapy dog, to meet some of the brave men and women who are out battling the gray fire. Pierce is trained to help relieve some of the anxiety and stress that firefighters are feeling while on the front lines. Many people in our community are having to rebuild their lives, needing clothing, food, and for a lot of those people, it means essential medications that may have been left behind or lost. 4 News Now's Natalie Grant shares how services like the Red Cross can help ease that burden.
In moments of crisis or evacuation, grabbing needed medical supplies may slip your mind. But for the people here at the Red Cross, they can help you make sure that you're staying healthy and safe. For the last 4 days, this has been the home for Sandy and Jim Hastings after they were evacuated from their vacation home in 4 Lakes, which is now gone.
I couldn't get the pills that burned up or any of the medicine like that burned up.
The couple grabbed what they could during the evacuation, but couldn't get it all, leaving some necessary medications and supplies behind.
First thing I thought of is, what am I going to do?
The Hastings are one of about 150 people that the Red Cross medical volunteers have been treating since the Gray Fire, helping them with everything from masks to medications to wheelchairs.
Most of the clients came to the shelter, the evacuation center at Cheney High School, without any medications, no diabetic supplies, no diabetic monitoring equipment. So what we did is mobilize our forces of nurses, doctors, EMTs.
The Red Cross team works with primary doctors and local pharmacies to get those medications back in the hands of evacuees, bringing some relief to an already stressful situation.
You know, they're in shock. They've had to be evacuated. They don't know if their homes, their trailers, their property is still standing. They don't know if their animals are alive or dead. And so, yeah, I think that we provide a safety net for them.
And for people like the Hastings who are still grappling with a lot of unknowns, they're grateful to know they'll be taken care of. Now, if you've been impacted by either of the fires in our region, the Red Cross says they'll have these shelters active until they're no longer needed. So you can stop by Spokane Falls Community College or Riverside High School for anything you may need. Reporting in Spokane, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
The city of Ephrata is currently under a precautionary boil water advisory. A malfunctioning sensor in the city's water monitoring system over the weekend reduced water pressure for some people in southeast and northeast Ephrata to near zero. The city is now asking everyone within city limits to bring water to a rolling boil for at least a minute and then, of course, let it cool before using it. The Grandview Heights area is exempt from the boil advisory.
And Gonzaga basketball has one of the toughest schedules this upcoming season. Next year will be no different. The Bulldogs' potential matchup against their former coach. That's coming up in sports. Stay with us.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
You'll find bright lights and rodeo nights at the Sanders County Fair and Rodeo in Plains, Montana, Labor Day weekend, August 31st through September 3rd. Come out for awesome rodeo action announced by the legendary Bob Tallman. PRCA Rodeo and Youth Mutton Bustin' August 31st, September 1st and 2nd. And don't miss the carnage on the Clark Fork Demo Derby, the biggest in the state when it rumbles the arena, September 3rd. Get your tickets today. Visit SandersCountyFair.com. Stop by the fair office or see us on Facebook and we'll see you at the Sanders County Fair and Rodeo in Plains.
This is delightful. We've gone from a restrictive budget to more fun more often. All because we signed up for a cashback earning Kasasa checking account from Canopy Credit Union. Our account pays us back 4% on up to $300 of debit card purchases every month. If you do the math, that's up to $12 deposited right into our savings account every month automatically. Having extra funds to play with is a dream come true. Learn more at canopycu.com. Limits and conditions apply.
For over 65 years, McVeigh Brothers has been on the cutting edge of the newest technologically advanced products sold. We're now offering triple pane windows, custom colored windows of your choice, and amazing mini blinds between the glass that will last a lifetime.
The new double pepperoni crazy crust pizza is so nice, we pepperonied it twice. With classic and old world pepperoni, sprinkled with toasted cheeses and garlic parm crust you've gotta see in slow-mo. Available for $8.99 only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. One thing that I think is cool about Move Fitness is that everyone that walks through our doors comes for a different reason.
For some people, it's the best part of their day. It's kind of hard to explain. You almost have to experience it.
From the moment you walk in,
From the energetic music, the smiles, and the high fives.
it's just a great, positive place to work out.
And you get it all for about $1 a day.
Join the movement. Everyone's got to move, right?
He was tried 3 times for killing his parents. Next, in Sun Edition.
Did you kill your parents?
After 2 mistrials, a guilty verdict.
Guilty of capital murder.
His sobbing wife left to raise their son alone. Then, skip-lagging crackdown. How airlines are trying to stop layovers from becoming your final destination.
I wouldn't have wanted to get banned.
Watch the next in Sun Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Our high temperature today, 65 degrees. 82 is our average high. This is the first time we have topped out in the 60s in Spokane since all the way back on June 21st. So it's been a long time since we have had a day that is this cool. 7:50 is our sunset time tonight. But here's something else. Our high temperature tomorrow of 77. It's been since June 22nd since we've had a high temperature in the 70s. That's kind of my favorite range. I think a lot of people really like the 70s, and we have had very little of that this summer. And we will have very little of that. 77 tomorrow, and then we're right back up into the 80s. This white line is average. So Thursday will be our only day of average temperatures, and then we are above average again, heading into the upper 80s, and then a couple days in the 90s coming as we get into the second half of the weekend and early next week before another system comes in and drops our temperatures back down into the 80s. That system will bring us a chance of some precipitation, but we also have a slight chance on Friday. I want to show you that in just a moment, but first although we have not had very many 60s or 70s this summer, we have had a lot of days in the 90s, 80s, 90s, and triple digits. This is the number of days of 90 degrees or higher in Spokane. That is one of the ways that climatologists assess the heat of the summer. And we have had above average numbers so far. 25, we averaged 21. We were right on schedule in May and June. Then we jumped up in July. August, we're running 2 above, and it looks like we'll add 2 more days to our list, and then we might be done with the 90s. So above average, but Nothing to get too excited about. We're certainly not in record territory. We're going to look at the big picture of our weather pattern. Low pressure here helping to bring up that remnant moisture of Hillary. That is moving out of the way, and we've got a couple of dry days ahead. Wednesday, dry conditions with that southwesterly flow, which should help to push out some wildfire smoke. As we get into Thursday, we are going to be dry, but we're going to get more of a southerly flow that's not only going to bring up some warmer air, it's going to bring up a system that may bring us a few sprinkles on Friday, and then that's going to be it until that next chance of rain coming next week. Here's a look at your planning forecast. A couple of sunny days, and right now the computer models really want to keep the wildfire smoke being dispersed with that southerly flow. Hopefully that will be the case, but I would expect you'll at least have some haze on the horizon, and a lot of our air quality depends on behavior at the fires. So that is the unknown in that computer model. Chance of showers right now, I only have it at 20% for Friday, but at least there's a chance. Warming up with lots of sunshine this weekend into the 90s, and then there's that chance of rain returning as we get into Monday and Tuesday with that drop in temperatures again. Indications are we may have some additional chances of wet weather as we get into that last week of August, and September's not too far away. Kirsten.
It is not. All right. Thank you, Chris. The first Republican presidential debate is happening tomorrow. Former President Donald Trump will not be one of the 8 candidates on stage in Milwaukee, saying he is skipping the event. ABC's M. Wynn has more on what we could expect at tomorrow's debate.
The stage is set for several 2024 Republican presidential candidates to face off Wednesday night in Milwaukee. The Republican National Committee says 8 candidates have officially met their criteria to qualify for the first GOP presidential debate, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, and former Vice President Mike Pence, all looking for a breakthrough moment.
I feel like I've been preparing for this first Republican presidential debate my whole life.
The candidates expected to tackle an array of topics, including passing stricter anti-abortion laws, the U.S.'s role in funding Ukraine's military defense amid Russia's invasion, and Donald Trump's 4 indictments. But the GOP frontrunner is skipping the debate and refusing to sign the pledge to support the eventual Republican nominee, saying on social media, "The public knows who I am and what a successful presidency I had." Some of his rivals calling him a coward for not showing up.
And if I had his record, I'd be nervous about showing up too.
Nobody is entitled to anything in this world, less of all the Republican nomination for president.
Sources say Trump will instead release a pre-taped interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson the same time as tomorrow's debate. That coming one day before Trump is expected to surrender to officials at the Fulton County Jail in Georgia to face charges in the case accusing him of attempting to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Trump's bond is set at $200,000. The bond agreement stipulating that he not make direct or indirect threats of any nature against the community. In a last-ditch effort to halt the debate, the Campaign for Larry Elder, a conservative radio host, announced they're planning to sue the RNC. Elder claims he met the RNC's requirements, but was rejected because one of the national polls submitted had ties to Trump. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
And here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
What's good about River Ridge Hardware and how we stand out as a neighborhood hardware store, when a customer comes in, it's our opportunity to help them with whatever project they're doing, whether it's painting or building something new. We truly want to help you. What makes Peter's Hardware Store stand out in the neighborhood is it is eclectic type hardware store since 1934. And yes, we're the oldest working hardware store in Spokane. It's really a fun place to visit.
Visit AutoNation Acura Spokane Valley for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash. Sweet. Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes! Woo!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
I love working out at Move Fitness. The staff here is so friendly. It's just got great energy.
You walk in and people are pushing sleds on the turf.
You got people running or walking on treadmills.
This atmosphere is what keeps me coming in.
Sometimes I need that extra motivation. This is where I look forward to coming every day. They really have something for everyone. I tell people all the time, Move Fitness is the best. Join the movement.
That is fast.
I'm telling you, these guys are pros. They made my classes the same day.
The same day? Shoo, wait.
Oh, yeah. Other stores make you wait, but Eyeglass World makes their classes right there in their same-day lab.
I'm at a loss for words.
How about shoo-wee?
Shoo-wee.
Get 2 pairs of glasses for $89 the same day at Eyeglass World, the world's best way to buy glasses.
Is it your day to water? Know if you are odd or even and be water-wise this summer.
Well, Gonzaga basketball has one of the toughest schedules in the country this upcoming season, and next year will be no different. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. According to college basketball insider John Rothstein, Gonzaga will be part of the 2024 Battle for Atlantis tournament in the Bahamas. This is a big-time college basketball tournament. Along with Gonzaga, the field includes Louisville, West Virginia, Creighton, and Arizona. And that could set up a matchup between Mark Few and former Gonzaga assistant coach Tommy Lloyd, who is now Arizona's head coach. This is the full list of teams expected to play in the 2024 Battle for Atlantis. The Bulldogs last played in this tournament in 2019, losing to Michigan in the championship game. And the fate of the remaining Pac-12 schools will be up in the air for a little while longer. The ACC canceled its meeting to discuss conference expansion this morning. Stanford and Cal have been part of these conversations to join the ACC for the last few weeks. Stanford and Cal both fell 1 vote shy of joining the ACC during last week's vote. This is expected to be a talking point among the ACC presidents moving forward. TV revenue distribution and travel costs have been bumps in the road during these discussions. And one of the Seattle Seahawks' brightest young stars could miss the start of the season. Rookie wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba underwent hand surgery today. Smith-Njigba suffered a fractured wrist in this play during the Seahawks preseason game against the Dallas Cowboys over the weekend. You can see his wrist went down awkwardly on that tackle. Smith-Njigba is expected to miss 3 to 4 weeks. The team is hoping he could return for the start of the season.
He's with a hand specialist, got a slight fracture that we just want to make sure that we do the right thing to ensure that he gets back as soon as possible and as safe as possible. We're going to be optimistic about it. 3-4 weeks, we'll see what happens.
The Seahawks will take on the Green Bay Packers in their final preseason game. Kickoff is at 10 a.m. on Saturday from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Some good news for the Cougs. Washington State quarterback Cameron Ward was named to the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award watch list. The Golden Arm Award, aside from being one of the best names in award season, is given to the top senior or upperclassman quarterback in the entire country. Ward was an all Pac-12 honorable mention last season. He started in every game for the Cougars, throwing 23 touchdowns. Ward will be the starter in Week 1 when the Cougars take on Colorado State in the season opener on September 2nd. And the Cougars also have some history with the Golden Arm Award. Former Washington State quarterback Gardner Minshew won the award in 2018. That'll wrap us up for sports.
Julian, thank you. Well, even though it's still summer, now's the time to be thinking about booking your holiday travel. It can be complicated to figure out the best way to get deals. ABC's Justin Finch has some tips from the experts.
With the sweltering summer continuing in many parts of the country, it might not seem like the right time to start planning your holiday vacations, but experts say it is.
Prices are still too high, so you don't want to book yet.
but start monitoring the price of your trips for Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and expect to book in mid-September to mid-October. If you're booking after Halloween, you've waited too long, prices will be extremely high.
Haley Berg of the travel website Hopper is forecasting a busy holiday travel season this year.
Airlines are operating even more flights and seats available to book this year than they were at this time last year. So we can expect that the holiday season will be jam-packed with a lot of travelers.
If you're looking for the best dates to fly for Thanksgiving, Berg says you can typically save hundreds of dollars if you fly the day before or on Thanksgiving Day itself. Christmas is on a Monday this year, so she suggests booking flights on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of the week before Christmas to get the best airfares. If you haven't decided yet where you want to go, you might want to think about an overseas trip.
We typically see that international destinations, especially around the holidays, can see huge price drops in the couple of months before the holiday season. So if you are flexible, you may be able to save significantly by going where the deal is instead of the destination.
Berg doesn't anticipate the chaos and technical meltdowns we saw in last year's holiday season, but there are things you can do to help your trip go as smoothly as possible.
The easiest way to protect yourself against disruption is in the planning process. Build in a buffer day when you're booking your flight and try to book the first flight out in the morning. If you depart before 8 a.m., you are 50% less likely to be delayed or canceled than everyone departing after 8 a.m.
Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Next ET. Mom? Sharon Osbourne rushed to the hospital. Her son Jack's TV ghost adventure gone wrong. The terrifying video.
We need an ambulance now.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Scorched thousands of acres, leaving destruction and heartbreak behind.
My house should be gone. The house behind it is gone.
The flames were on the road, and all of a sudden, it turned black.
Get $200 with a new checking account from Horizon Credit Union. We're here to guide you towards your dreams and put some extra cash in your pocket. Sign up in branch or online with the Get 200 promo code today.
You got the shoes?
Oh, yeah.
I'd just been judged for so long. It was taking past pain and converting it into something optimistic and celebratory. It brought up so many real emotions. It got me. The idea behind the video was to show strength and power, even through heartbreak.
Adventure, culture, and fine wine await you in the Lewis-Clark Valley, less than 2 hours south of Spokane. Tour some of the world's most spectacular wilderness, beauty, and wildlife in Hell's Canyon. Experience the region's rich and diverse culture and history. Savor award-winning Lewis-Clark Valley wines and delicious culinary creations from a variety of local wineries and fine dining establishments. Go to visitlewisclarkvalley.com and plan your destination getaway today.
When you're looking to upgrade the look and energy efficiency of your home, no one does a better job at a better price than McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. For over 65 years, McVeigh Brothers has been on the cutting edge of the newest technologically advanced products sold. We're now offering triple pane windows, custom colored windows of your choice, and amazing mini blinds between the glass that will last a lifetime. At McVeigh Brothers, we're working for you.
Competition is getting hot.
Thursday, Generation Gap has juniors and seniors breaking a sweat.
Give us the first name of this famous Simmons.
Simmons frizzy hair. Kelly Ripa hosts Generation Gap, Thursday on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mystiqua Casino Hotel in Chewelah.
99. We are back in the moderate range in Spokane. Watching that carefully.
Changing by the half hour.
Yes, it is.
And for the better. All right. We'll be back here on Nightside at 11. See you then.